Hello Harry Potter fans, Peter Kenneth here. Welcome back to the Potter Collector channel, where we are a community of collectors. Today is Halloween, so happy Halloween. I thought it would be a fun video to show you my Harry Potter cosplay. Talk about how things were made, where I purchased certain components to create the final look. All of that fun stuff. I am going to get dressed up for you this Halloween. The looks I'm going to do today are a Hogwarts student, a Slytherin student, my new Slytherin Quidditch Seeker cosplay, and Dumbledore. I know you guys have been asking for a long time to see what it takes to get in that Dumbledore outfit. Today's the day. Now the first step is a clean shaven face. For Dumbledore, I use razor blades and shaving cream, but for this video, I'm just gonna use my electric shaver because we're not going anywhere as Dumbledore. Now that the face has been shaved, we can start getting dressed up. I'm going to start with the Slytherin student because the hair has to be a certain way. A nice tight Slytherin-like part to the side. And then for the Quidditch captain slash seeker cosplay, I kind of mess it up a little bit. So I need to have that hairspray in my hair to create that messy look. And then for Dumbledore, I have to slick everything back. So we're gonna start with the student, then we're gonna get messy like we just rode our broomstick for a long time. Then I'm gonna slick it all back to get the Dumbledore wig on. Now that I look like a studious and well put together Slytherin, it's time to get into our robes. This is what is underneath the Slytherin student robe. So I have a sweater by Lockhaven, and Lockhaven is the company that made the sweaters for all of the Harry Potter films. These sweaters have fantastic detail. They are 100% lamb's wool, and they are made in Scotland. This silk tie is also by Lockhaven. It is the official Harry Potter silk tie. The shirt underneath is just a normal button-down shirt. You want the sleeves to be poking out just a little bit. And my pants are from Amazon. They're just Amazon basic slacks, but you can purchase whatever black pants are comfortable for you. Now I'm someone who loves official merchandise. That doesn't mean that you have to be. You don't have to purchase the official sweater, which can be expensive. There are other cheaper options on eBay, Amazon. Just do some research and see what you like best. Now, I purchased my sweater at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Universal Studios. They have discontinued the long sleeve sweaters. Lockhaven also makes house cardigans. Now in England, I have seen multiple wizarding shops that sell the house sweaters, the sweater vests, as well as the cardigans. As far as shoes go, I just got basic black dress shoes from Walmart. You can get them from anywhere really. They don't have to be super fancy because all students probably wear the same shoes, so they have to be pretty simple. Now you have a few options with robes. I purchased mine at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando. You can purchase it at any Wizarding World of Harry Potter, as well as the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in London. Cinereplicas also sells house robes, and there are other companies and cheaper options on Amazon. And if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you could even make your own. The Universal Studios store robes come with a wand pocket on the inside, as well as pockets on either side to help you carry things. What's in here? An additional thing that can improve your house cosplay is a scarf. This is also from Lockhaven. It is the official scarf for the Harry Potter films, and they make them for all 4 houses. Another thing that can improve your student cosplay is a pin badge. They make prefect as well as head boy or girl badges in your particular house colors, and you could wear one of those if you want to be a prefect or a head boy or girl. So this was the Slytherin student cosplay. Next up is Quidditch. So one of the first steps for the Quidditch cosplay is messing up the hair. We are now ready to win the Quidditch House Cup. All right, so my pants are a stone color. That's what it's called. I purchased them from Amazon. Now a true Quidditch uniform is corduroy pants in this color. I could not find this color anywhere in corduroy, so I may have to eventually make pants, but this will do for now. The next step are some house socks, some really high socks. I got these at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I'm sure you can get them online. and then some sort of sporty shoe. These I found on eBay. They're actually Skechers, but they don't really say Skechers anywhere, so they work perfectly. And then I just got some laces to match the pants. These are Skechers style number 4400, but I thought that they looked perfect for this look. My favorite part of this cosplay are the pads. These are real leather pads, and the craftsmanship on these are beautiful. I have seen pads for sale in costume stores. You could also try making them yourself if you wanted to, but some sort of padding is necessary for a Quidditch cosplay. And in case you were wondering, the buckles go on the inside of the leg. And now you see why we had those long socks. Here are the shoes and the pads and the socks and the pants all together. The next step is the sweater. This sweater was also made by the creators of all of the sweaters in the Harry Potter films, Lock Haven. It's 100% lamb's wool. It has a house patch on it, as well as a longer back. I say this is to cushion your booty while you're on your broomstick. Super well made, high quality sweater. Again, you can get cheaper options on the internet. Just do some searches. Once the sweater is on, you put on your elbow pads. Now our elbows are protected from any bludgers that may be rogue. Just like the knee and shin pads, these are made of leather, beautiful craftsmanship. The clasps go on the inside of the arm. It has this strap on the top to hold up the elbow pads, and it's tied together with some ties. I love these things so much. Here is the final look before the robes. One thing that I do is I store my wand in the straps right here, and then you have access to it in case you need it. And here is the robe, the final look. The robe is a little wrinkled, so make sure that you steam or iron your cosplay before you go to an event. But these robes are from Sin Replicas. They're kind of a mixture between the movie 1 and 2 robes and the movie 3 and 6 robes. I did modify them a little bit. The front was connected with this stretchy cord. I purchased some new cord that had a similar color to the pants and the pads and the shoelaces, and used that instead of the black cord. And I also swapped out the Slytherin patch. So the patch that was used was the patch that we see in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, movie 3. And I used an Alvance patch similar to the ones that we see in movies 1 and 2. At some point I will be reviewing these Sin Replicas robes, but one of the things that they offer is customization. So you can put your name on the back and your position number on the back, as well as on the sleeve somewhere. I chose not to do that because in movies 1 and 2, the uniforms that they wear don't have any kind of writing or numbers on them. You can't play Quidditch without a broomstick. Also by Sin Replicas, if you haven't seen my unboxing video, you can check that out. But here is their Nimbus 2000. Here is the Slytherin Quidditch cosplay. Last but not least, Dumbledore. For Dumbledore, the first step is his underrobe. This I purchased at like an Indian clothing store. It's nice because it has a zipper all the way up, and then I added these buttons to make it look like it's a button-up kind of robe. The pants that I wear are just satin pajama pants, totally work. And then I wear the same black shoes that I wear with my Slytherin student cosplay. Let's go into the bathroom and put on the wig, the beard, mustache, and eyebrows. I almost forgot an important step. Put on the belt before you put on the beard. Now this belt I received from an old friend of mine. I saw her wearing it one day randomly at church and was like, oh my goodness, that is the perfect Dumbledore belt. Can I borrow it? And she took it off and she said, here, you can have it. So this belt was perfect for Dumbledore, and it's lasted for like 10 years. Normally before a con or some sort of event where I'm dressing up as Dumbledore, I'll actually do some touch-ups to the beard. I'll curl certain pieces. You can see that some pieces are straight, so that just tells me that this needs to be recurled. I purchased my wig, beard, and eyebrows and mustache set from Custom Wig Co. They were easy to work with. Basically, they make you a custom wig that fits your head perfectly, a custom beard, really anything that you can dream up, they can pretty much make. But the beard, as you can see, is a lace front, and it's attached by this elastic strap. Now, normally I am like clean shaven, as I mentioned earlier, but it really looks like the hair is just growing out of my face. Normally I would tape down these lace flaps with just toupee tape, but for purposes of this video, I'm not gonna tape it down. Next to go on is the mustache. It's just this mustache piece with a lace front. Also, normally I would use spirit gum, which is like a makeup or prosthetics glue, but I'm just going to attach the mustache with toupee tape for this video. Toupee tape is just a clear tape that's safe for your skin. So if you have like a toupee, which is just like a piece of hair to cover a bald spot or something, you use that to secure it. There's the mustache. Next, we're gonna do the eyebrow pieces. So we have a left and a right eyebrow. What I do is I use hair paint for my eyebrows to make them white so that they don't show through here very much. And then once that is dried, I use spirit gum to secure the eyebrows. But again, just for this video, I'm going to use toupee tape to secure the eyebrows as well. Now, the reason I'm not using spirit gum for this video is because it's really not necessary. And the other reason is it takes a long time to get it off, even with like a spirit gum remover. So I would suggest that you bring some rubbing alcohol with you to your event if you're going to be using spirit gum, or at least a spirit gum remover. But here are the eyebrows, the mustache, and the beard. And the last step is the beautiful, beautiful wig. I store it braided to help prevent tangles. I also store it on a mannequin head so that it's open to the air and it's not confined in a box or something. I comb it out lightly with my fingers. Now, I didn't slick my hair back. Usually I would just like pull it back and then spray until it lays flat. I think we'll be okay for this video. And the finishing touch for the face are the glasses. These glasses I purchased on eBay. They are vintage Half Moon spectacles. They were about $30, but I thought they were totally worth it. I normally also put some toupee tape up here on the lace to make sure that this stays down, as well as the side lace. But with the glasses for this video, you're not gonna really notice it. You notice the lace when you're up close, but when you're further away, it just looks like the hair is growing out of your head. I also wear a hat for Dumbledore because it kind of holds the wig together and holds everything in place. This I made out of the same material that my robe is made out of. My robe is actually made out of curtains that I found at Walmart, and I liked the design, and I dyed the curtains red. And it was actually cheaper than buying upholstery fabric by the yard at a fabric store. I added these little stars on top too. Now the robes, this is when I really feel like Dumbledore, when I put the robes on. I made the robes myself, and what I did was there's a wizard pattern by McCall's. They're like a costume pattern company or clothing pattern company. Sewing pattern company. So I used that as kind of a guide, and then used a lot of pictures from the movies of the costume that I was trying to recreate and made modifications. This was my first version of that robe that I wore for quite a long time. Very inexpensive fabric, not bad fabric, but it's just a cheaper version of what the costume is now today, but totally acceptable. You don't have to have an incredibly screen accurate, representation of your character that you're portraying. I like to have it as close as possible, but I still use this robe to make the outer robe a little bit more puffy and a little bit larger. It's just one additional layer, but I found that it helps with the overall look. And I don't know if you noticed, but I pulled my wig to the side so that I can get the robe on. It's very difficult to put the wig on when all of the robes are already on, so I do it after. And this is the outer robe. So you see that same fabric that I dyed red. These are just curtains that I purchased at Walmart. And then this is upholstery fabric that I really liked, that I thought went really well with the robe itself. And I made this, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like a shoulder wrap that goes all the way down the front. This fabric also lines the sleeves. There was no pattern for this portion, so I kind of just freestyled it. But this actual robe was the Men Wizard McCall's pattern. And when the robe is on, I become... I should have known that you would be here. Potter Collector community. I am Albus Percival Wilfrid Brian Dumbledore. and I love Bertie Bott's every flavor bean. But I was most unfortunate in my youth to come across a vomit-flavored one. Since then, I'm afraid I've lost my liking for them. But I think I would be safe with a nice sherbet lemon. So here is the last look. This is Albus Dumbledore. I love the long sleeves. This is probably my favorite part of the robes, the long sleeves here. But you can see how this inner robe kind of puffs out the outer robe a little bit and makes Dumbledore a little bit larger than life. The glasses were a great addition. You used to be able to buy Dumbledore's glasses, but they had silver frames here, and then the glass was frameless, so it didn't really look very good. These look fantastic. Inside, I sewed a pocket in this larger robe, and there is a giant pocket in this robe here, so I can fit a lot of stuff, as well as a wand pocket somewhere. I don't remember where I put it, but there's a wand pocket somewhere. Although the Richard Harris version of Dumbledore, you never see his wand, and I'm portraying Richard Harris. Normally for photos, this is my pose. Very regal, as the Richard Harris Dumbledore was. But then there's also the kind, sweet, gentle Dumbledore. What's so fun about cosplay is you can create your own look. You can create kind of your own version of a character. I'm someone who likes to be as close to movie accurate as possible, but that doesn't mean you have to be movie accurate. That's what's amazing about the world of cosplay. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some inspiration to create your own cosplay. If you have any questions about Harry Potter collecting, please feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also reach Peter at the Potter Collector on Instagram or at Potter Collector on Twitter. It may take him a little while to get back to you, but he will do his best to get back to as many of you as possible. Now, I'm afraid it's time to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, keep collecting. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, welcome. You can subscribe right up here. You can also look at some previously posted content down here. If you have any questions about Harry Potter books or collecting, please feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help. But for now, I must go. See you next time.
Whoa, where'd he go?